Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Occasionally Effective for the Champions stage of the Sky Tournament, wonderfully organised by Urs. Welcome to my wonderful co-host, as always, Papa Paradox.
Hello.
We are back. We are ready to do this. We have got 2 streams going at the moment because we have 2 games running simultaneously, or at least we hope so. Yes, the other stream appears to be working, so that's always good to see. And it's going to be an interesting day. We've got a lot of very good teams, and hell, we've even got a team which was, a complete surprise in the Museosaurs themselves. Battling out in 4 matches today, which are in fact best of 3s, I believe. So the match is going to be slightly longer. There's going to be chances for people to come back. It's not going to be that instant shutout scenario we've been seeing with the best of 1 match formats. And then next week, of course, we will see the Grand Champions. 2 teams go up against each other in a best-of-3 format for the final title of the COGS Champion.
We got Muse stacking up in lobby here, looking like we got Morbi Kivias. They look like they want to stick with that, as opposed to having bubbles fly, as per norm.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Corvus and Polaris running on our secondary stream, which is twitch.tv/CSports.
CE which I will link right now. That is for the Corvus match, the Corvus vs Polaris. After that, I believe, if I've understood our wonderful tournament organizer correctly, we will be streaming all 3 other matches on this stream. It's just to get this quarterfinal out of the way nice and quickly. Then this stream will do both the semi-finals and then, of course, the grand final next week. So, there we go. It's going to be good.
Awesome finals, that's for sure.
I'm looking forward to it. I will just switch us over to show these wonderful graphics as Urs has made for us. As always, here we see the matches. We see Corvus Marauders versus Polaris in match A. Again, that is on the Twitch TV/CE Sports, where it's basically just a test for the stream, make sure it's all set up correctly. And of course, we have match B here, the Museosaurs versus the PastaFarians. We figured we'd cover the Museosaurs because they are the developers of the game. We wanted to sort of show them in action, seeing as it's the first time they've ever actually done well, and they are going up against some rough teams, the PastaFarians, and then, should they win, and pigs will fly on that day, I just want to say this, they'll be going up against the Falconeers, and we saw the Falconeers last week with those 2 5-0 shutouts, which was just dominating, a dominating performance from the Falconeers. So it's going to be interesting. Corvus Marauders, Polaris, both not bringing quite their A game to the matches in their group stage, of course, but Black Flight Squadron absolutely dominating their area, not quite to the extent of the Falconeers, but certainly one of the better showings in the tournament thus far. And
we saw them pull out that awesome sniper build and just chip away at Pafa for that 2-0 out of their group. So that was an awesome game to watch.
Yep, it was extremely high-level play from them. It was great to see. So, switching over momentarily, we see this. These are our teams. On the Museosaurs, we have the Dandy Fellow, piloted by Morbi, with Bubbles, Ding Ding Gunning, and Arcturus Engineering, with the Adjective Noun, piloted by Kivias, crewed by Tok, Gomodog, and Fluitaire. The Pastafarians have the Parfar Nautilus, captained by Falco, of course, with Ninan, Goraf, and Edbane. And the Die Walker, piloted by Zwain, of course, who else would it be, with Alk, Flynn, and One-Eye Willie. So, pretty standard teams, no worries, there's no real surprises there at all. Again, Museosaurs bringing in a few ringers from the community, Fluitaire, I believe Arcturus as well. And of course, having recently just picked up Morbi as sort of a PR intern fellow. So they've actually got some semi-competent crew and captains. So that's always going to be a refreshing change of pace for them.
Yeah, I mean, the Muse has definitely been playing a lot better. I like the team synergy between Morbi and Kivias. They definitely understand each other, and they make way better engagements than Muse has done previously. But yeah, they are gonna meet their match with Pafa, and
Pastafarians, yeah.
we'll see if they can handle it. I think we should be in for a good game.
It's good to see them get to this stage of the tournament, though, to see such a showing when, let's be honest, we were all pretty much laughing at them in that first group stage. I mean, they didn't win a single match within the COG's first season, and yet they've come in and done an absolutely sterling performance. It has been great to see from them, of course.
Very true. I'll be interested to see who gets out of that other group, Corvus and Polaris. Both of them are very high level.
I'm just not sure. Oh, it looks like we've got the Polaris match going. Oh, that's interesting. Quinton needs to get rid of his little scat box.
I mean, he's only got one monitor. Oh, that's Skybox, yeah.
That's alright. That's alright. Alright, going into game. Do we have our game running yet? No, ours is still waiting to go. Not quite sure. But we shall adapt. So, who is it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Is it going to be...
tipping stat.
Is it going to be Pastafarians or Muse?
1 for Muse, 2 for PastaFarians to make this easier.
Okay, sure. I'm not sure. See, Muse did really well, and Morby and Kivias are good captains that have a great amount of communication, but Pastafarians have that high-level competitive play. Muse never got to that level. The most they've had is their random matches, their Battle the Dev rounds, so I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to pull it off against a team that is just so strong. Ooh, Muse Cullen smack talking. He goes,
Yeah.
if you want to watch our match, go to twitch.tv/Cody2Jam. Sorry, if you want to watch us stomp them, go to that. Ooh, they are not gonna take that.
Captain Falco and Zelaine, man. I'm wondering if we'll see those Mortar Pyramidians come out. What the deal there is.
Alright, I'm going to have a quick sneaky peek at the builds.
What I'm doing.
I will show this in-game, of course, but we've got a... Oh, wow. That's different. That's very different. What on earth is going on here? Alright, so we've got a... Ooh, the adjective noun is packing a Gatling front gun, a Gatling flak port, and a carronade mortar starboard. Interesting with the carronade. Papa, can you mute your mic for a sec?
I thought I was. Sorry, I'm holding control. Skype might just not be cooperating.
Yup. On the dandy fellow, we have... Ooh. Okay, so we've got a pretty... Wait, no. Yes, no, we've got a standard Gatling flak front with a Artemis Gatling side. Interesting. Lots of piercing on that side. A tiny bit of explosive with the Artemis rocket launcher. A bit of disable long range. I don't expect them to ever use that side. It looks like they're going purely brawly on the Muse side of things. That's going to be very interesting to see. In comparison, we've got... Oh, this match is going to be amazing. They've got a flak flare side on their Pyramidian, the Pastafarian Nautilus. They've got a Gatling mortar front, pure brawl. Fantastic. The Pastafarian Die Walker, the Junker, has Gatling front, Gatling flak side, Gatling flak side. This is going to be a quick match. I'm going to look forward to this. This is going to be brilliant.
I fixed my mute button on Skype, which decided to just stop working randomly.
Oh, it's going to be great to see. Cannot wait.
It's going to be a very brawly game, and we know that Muse can finally start trying to play that properly.
So, what does everyone think of this Gatling mortar? People have been switching it up, changing from Gatling flak to Gatling mortar. What do you think of the change?
They're trading DPS for range essentially.
You think?
So
Doesn't the flak have more range?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. No worries. So you're
Right? Like
trading
you
out
get more
range.
shots with the mortar, but you're reducing the range because you have to arc it,
Mm.
and then you end up hitting the nose of the Pyramidion in a lot of situations.
I used it the other day. I think I've said this on stream already. Against just randoms with the Falconeers, and it is extremely potent. I was extremely surprised at how well it actually did. It has that piercing damage with it, I believe. So it just assists that Gatling gun and does an amazing job at what it needs to do.
I
All right.
mean, like you always see mistimed flaks, and then that last flak shot, and then it goes into a reload state, right? But
Yep.
with a mortar, you get that extra few shots, which can make all the difference a lot of
Few
the time.
shots. It's the difference between 4 and 14.
Is it really? Jesus.
Yep. 16 if you don't load Lesmok. So we've got an interesting... Blues and Reds both trying to head into the canyons. Reds, of course, having the better spawn for doing that much closer to the spawn. Interesting that I don't have both red ships on the map, but that's alright. Oh, we've got another case of this this red ship not showing up, so we're just going to have to roll with the health bar that we had in pre-update. Spectator, no worries. So the
Did you
Adjective
switch
Noun
the
and
scene?
Dandy Fellow are both moving in.
Oh, there we go.
They're both moving in. Oh, they're coming over this rock. They've just spotted. The Adjective Noun is going to have his front guns. He's blocking the line of fire for the Dandy Fellow. So Dandy Fellow is going to have his front guns not being able to fire for quite a long time there. Longer than the Pastafarian Nautilus has his fire on the Adjective Noun. Adjective Noun taking a lot of damage. Double Gatling flak opening up from the Die Walker and the Pastafarian Nautilus. Dandy Fellow focusing down on the Nautilus, chipping away. Can he get the kill? Get those flaks in perfectly timed. The Dandy Fellow now at an armor disadvantage against the Die Walker. He's making the right choice, I feel. He's turning. He's trying to run away. Needs to get that armor back up before this flak shot gets in and that explosive damage does the true damage to his hull health. He should have the advantage on speed here, if not the advantage on acceleration. He needs to get around this rock.
It's hard to chase in a junker because you can't like chase them and have your broadside to them, right? So
No.
very made the right choice there. The Adjective Noun got way ahead of his teammate and did not have any guns on the enemy when they went to engage. So
Yep.
blue team ended up just tearing them apart in that first engagement.
So that's all right. That's all right. It's a clever play by both of them. It's a 1v. It was a 1-for-1 kill, and both ships decided to back out, group up, and re-engage. It's great to see. And of course, it's great to see that level of communication from Muse. Fantastic.
Very true. We've heard Bubbles in the past say that they're just discovering the voice chat system now
Yep.
and becoming more communicative.
Skype is a wonderful thing. We worked this out years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like it can almost be detrimental at some points because once you have that many people on a call, it can get pretty stressful on whoever's hosting the call.
Yeah. Alright, so we've got spots on both the blue ships. At the moment, only Dandy Fellow has a spot on him. They're just hanging around in this sort of BC3 area. Just this sort of semicircle of rocks giving some cover. Dandy Fellow taking quite a bit of damage there to the armor. Nothing really returned on the Nautilus. Looks like the Adjective Noun might be trying to move in just a bit. No, I think he's seen the Die Walker and has decided to pull out instead. Die Walker moving forward, maybe a bit, yeah, definitely too far ahead of the Nautilus. Quickly, Adjective Noun and Dandy Fellow can get a really good focus. If Dandy Fellow turns, he needs to get that focus down on him a lot quicker than he's doing. Dandy Fellow taking a lot of damage. Flak shots timed perfectly from the Die Walker. The Dandy Fellow not turning to engage nearly quick enough. Adjective Noun not quite getting those flak shots in on time. He needs to... Yes, there they are. And there is that 1-for-1 again. Adjective Noun needs to try and get out of there as fast as he can. Might be an idea, actually, seeing as the Nautilus is charging to try and get that trifecta set up. He should have the advantage on damage output. Pure numbers-wise, he should have it. If Adjective Noun goes and rams into this rock, he's not going to be able to do it. Adjective Noun trying to shoot Van to dodge some of these shots. Armor only just going back up before the Gatling Mortar hooks into it.
Beautiful
Uh,
flying from Kivais, trying to shut off a lot of that damage on the balloon.
Oh, Nautilus takes an unfortunate ram, losing his gun arcs. Adjective now needs to get out of there. Ooh, Dandy Fellow's close. Can Adjective... Yeah, Adjective now has full armor. He can hold in for just long enough, hopefully, for the Dandy Fellow to get in.
I think the Nautilus is perfectly content just leaving this kill alone. Because if they try to initiate together, it'll be a quick double for Pafa.
Yep. I'll be very surprised if Parfar doesn't pull out, and that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing him chucking in full reverse. He does have his gun arc, so he can sort of dissuade any sort of hard engage on him. And, you know, try to bring someone down. But he's certainly not trying to engage as such. Die Walker's coming in to try and assist on the Nautilus. Oh, Dandy Fellow having much worse gunners at this point, not doing nearly as much damage to the Nautilus's armor at all. The Dandy Fellow's armor is down. He's going to start taking mortar shots. Die Walker's taking damage from Adjective Noun. Adjective Noun returning fire, of course. Die Walker having the armor disadvantage at this point. Adjective Noun, however, a lot less health. He's going to take a lot less to take down. A little bit of a shoot vent to drop out from under those shots. Dandy Fellow's armor almost down. Adjective Noun only needs a single flak shot. There he goes. Adjective Noun going down. The PastaFarian Nautilus closing down on Dandy Fellow. Dandy Fellow only getting his armor back up. Looks like Dandy Fellow is closing in on Die Walker. His armor going down to this constant stream of Gatling from the Nautilus. It's going to take a quick flak from the Die Walker. Beautifully done by the PastaFarians. A quick double kill for the blue team.
Morby at the very end of that engagement started switching his focus. I think he should have tried brawling and getting that kill off on the Pyramidian and then just trying to go kill for kill and then regroup as they have been doing for the past, 4 kills or something along those lines.
It's interesting. It's one of two things. Their gunners aren't as good, or their engineers aren't as good. It's one of those two things. I'm sad to say it, but that's what it is. There is a distinct... Like, the builds are practically identical. Slight differences, but number-wise.
I mean, you got a flak Pyramidian versus a mortar Pyramidian, so that adds into the equation somewhere. And then it's gunner timings and team synergy past that, right?
Yeah, so it's just gunner-engineer synergy is the main difference between the two teams at the moment. The blue team actually managing to take the most damage here. Shame they didn't get any good flak shots on the Pastafarian Nautilus there while its armor was down, but at this sort of range, it's kind of to be expected, a few missed shots.
I'd like to see the red team trying to exploit that, like, the range of their opposing team's mortar, right?
Yeah.
So, like, just staying at mid-range and abusing that flak.
Ooh, bit of a charge by Nautilus. Potentially not the best position. Die Walker only has one gun, and it's a bad angle as is. Adjective Noun and Dandy Fellow getting a really good double focus down. Dandy Fellow just needs to hold in.
There we go.
There we go. That's how it is. Oh! But the Die Walker doing a beautiful job and managing to bring him down. Oh, apparently it's pronounced a Devulker.
Who?
Well, there we go.
Was that the Junker that popped there?
No, it was Dandy Fellow, the Pyramidian. I think his armor was down, he took a ram off that rock, and Die Walker got in a flak shot.
Okay, that makes sense. I was watching and then it just ended. I was like, wait, what?
Well, that is only match 1. That is not the end of the match, of course. And apparently we're voting for, Duel at Dawn, which isn't an option.
Which isn't an option. Yeah.
Just don't vote.
Yeah, I got her started then.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll leave that to us. It looks like we may be pulling out of the game. Yep. Make a new lobby. Same password. Which was... Oh, yeah. That's such a dumb password as well.
Hail the sun, man. Hail the sun.
Dear God. Alright, so did that go as people expected? 5-3 to the Pastafarians. I expected more of a shutout by Pastafarians. I didn't expect Muse to do that well. I'm very impressed with how they do. I'll be interested to see whether they take... They quickly talk, discuss, analyse what they did wrong, and whether they can pull it back for this second match, or if it's going to go to a 2-0 shutout.
I don't know. Muse is playing really well. Either I can't spell, or the game just filled up in 2 seconds.
Yep. It doesn't say there are many people in it.
Yeah, I'm clicking join game. Is it the same password or did they change it?
He said it would be, but... Oh, he changed the password.
Okay.
No
Well,
worries.
I have a lot of faith in Muse with this new Morbi Kivias. I love their team synergy. I love that they can
Password.
brawl.
Boom. Sorry about interrupting you, but we need to get into this game quickly. It's almost full. Alright, so having a quick look at the chat. What do we have here? La-di-da-di-da.
Called it.
Yeah, called it. PastaFarians. Woo! PastaFarians called it. Woo! Ha.
Swain.
Yeah, it's pretty much what people expected, wasn't it? There are no real surprises going on there.
Looks like they're still in game one in the Polaris Corvus match.
You sure?
They're sniping. I think so, because it's 1-1. So either they just started the next game, or...
Did they start on the same match as us? This is on the same map as us. That's the question.
Yeah. Yeah, they did, I think.
Oh, really? Wow, that is a slow running game. We totally picked the right map.
Yeah, we did.
Totally picked the right map. And for those who are wondering, the other streamers, again on CE Sports / old, is Honey Badger and Fade Dragons here, both of which have tried out for the CE Sports casting positions, both of which have been successful. They did extremely good jobs, so congratulations to them for that.
I'm just reading the chat, and someone said worst Walken ever, so I think they're doing Christopher Walken impressions in the other stream.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God.
Sounds like my kind of stream, to be honest.
Honey Badger's a banter caster, so...
Yeah, he is. He's a funny guy. I don't think anyone will take that away from him.
Right, well, it doesn't look like we've got any changes to the ship names, at least. We've got no changes to the... types, crews, nothing here. Changes to the builds are absolutely non-existent. It looks like everybody is happy with how things went. It's just going to be a matter of teamwork once again. No worries, sounds fair. Duel at Dawn, looking... I always say this, but I always look forward to it. I'm looking forward to see the Wind and the Wreckage play some havoc here.
And it always does. We've been seeing a lot of teams engaging like really far south in that rib area and getting owned by the scrap.
Uh-huh. It's been great.
Yeah, and like they'll get velcroed or something terrible will just happen.
Alright, Dandy Fellow, Adjective Noun. Pretty good spawns, not too bad. It's not one of these sort of spawn in the middle of each other clusterfucks you can get. Not too bad at all. The Dandy Fellow and Adjective Noun spawning quite a ways away from each other, but it looks like the blue team is going to take the time to group up. This being an extremely small map, of course, the distance representing a lot less than it does in many other maps.
I feel like blue's at a bit of an advantage because they're going to be brawling in close anyway, and you know they have that. No, they have that mortar on the Nautilus, so when they go in to get closer, which they have to with a mortar anyway, right?
Yep.
They're going to be putting down that little tad bit extra DPS, which I have no doubt in my mind that Pafa can optimize.
Yep.
With the waiting for their mortar timings as it stands.
If I've been taught correctly by Ophiac, they don't wait for you don't really wait for timings with a mortar. It's just a full auto as much as you can.
That wouldn't surprise me, actually. And yeah, well, when you have like 16 shots, I wouldn't go against that either.
It does have a really long reload time, however. It's really an unfortunately long reload time. So I guess a little bit of waiting would be good just to sort of time just more the reload states of the Gatling and the mortar just to get that constant stream. But apart from that, you're not really waiting for the armor to go down because I believe the mortar does have that piercing damage, of course, as well as the explosive. Alright, PastaFarian, Nautilus, and Diewalker have a spot on Adjective Noun. Looks like Adjective Noun and Dandyfellow might be collapsing down on the the Diewalker, or however I was told to pronounce it. Whatever, Diewalker. Diewalker. I don't care. Diewalker taking a lot of damage. Stream of Gatling and flak shots opening up. Nautilus completely out of position, just in no position to help whatsoever. Diewalker taking a lot of flak damage. Needs to time them just slightly better. They're wasting flak shots. Dandy Fellow's armor needs to go up before those flak shots come in. Just going down. Adjective Noun could have the damage advantage again if he sets up the trifecta. It's gonna be risky. He needs to try. It all depends on the spawn of the Dandy Fellow.
I think he's trying to get a trifecta off, maybe. Yes, indeed he is.
The Adjective Noun needs to go full tank mode, otherwise he's just gonna,
yeah, he took his main engineer off, wanted to try and get the trifecta, just put down more DPS than the Nautilus could handle, but in doing so, he left himself completely vulnerable.
Alright, the Dandy Fellow was going forward. Seeing that his allies died, he's decided to hold up, which is good to see. He needs to group up with Adjective Noun, and he needs to do it fast. Diewalker and Nautilus are closing in. Adjective Noun needs to get in there immediately. Don't take unnecessary damage at this time, Dandy. You need to be able to just hold up for a couple of seconds. Unnecessary damage, all of it.
He needs to start backing up, trying to get into that like paddling position behind the ribs, and just play a bit of ring around the rosy, trying to get away. Which it looks like he's trying to do, but he subjected himself to way too much fire here.
Way too much fire already. Adjective Noun is trying to close in on the Pastafarian Nautilus. I'll be very surprised if the Pastafarians don't clean up the kill on Dandy Fellow here. It's just going to take a few good flak shots here. No, Dandy Fellow manages to get its armor up before those flak shots manage to get in there. Dandy Fellow getting the armor again as Diewalker continues to fight. The Pastafarian Nautilus now focusing down on Adjective Noun. Adjective Noun does have the armor advantage. Dandy Fellow's balloon has gone down. Dandy Fellow looks to have gotten away. Diewalker looks like he might turn onto the Adjective Noun. Nautilus has gotten a good tar onto Adjective Noun. That's going to start shredding those components, doing some damage. Hopefully keep him alive for a bit longer. His armor is at almost half, almost at full now. Adjective Noun now having an armor disadvantage against the blue team. Dandy Fellow flew quite a ways away to get their armor back up, repair their components. They need to turn around. They need to do it fairly fast. They've still got fire on the balloon of the Adjective Noun, shredding that component, and a double Gatling is open up. Adjective Noun is out of position. Flak shots are just going to shred its health. Why?
He got torn a new one.
You needed
Papa Nautilus absolutely fed him that mortar when he was point blank there. Oh, he got the majority of all those mortar shots down on him.
No, this is just
tactical feed here. Yep. I assume if this is unintentional feeding, then that is a sad day indeed.
Well, they managed to get a good flak shot on Nautilus, but it was flak shot singular. It's not what they need. And
now they can't give up a single kill. They have to like maintain, distribute damage, try and
they will have to 2-0
as much as possible.
They will have to 2-0 shut out Pastafarians twice to win this match, and I just don't see that happening.
Yep. Yeah.
At best, Muse has had it.
It's very unlikely, but Muse made the game, so maybe they pull out some secret black magic.
Yeah, just some developer black magic. Oh, Adjective Noun taking the visible path here to Dandy Fellow.
Oh, he's just straight up initiating. I think they're just having fun with it at this point. What's the Dandy Fellow doing? He's kind of coasting in, but that initiate is terrible. It is absolutely wretched.
Perfectly timed, Papa. Love it. And in with the flak shots, and that's a 5-1 shutout for the Pastafarians. So that means the first match is going to be a 2-0 shutout to the Pastafarians. Dear God. I did not expect that. Not gonna lie.
Looks like the Pastafarians will in fact be going on to meet the Falconeers.
They will. Oh, that's going to be a good match.
That is going to be such a good match.